Luka Doncic gets traded to the LA Lakers. I know it's not Celtics, but we got to talk about it here on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Yup. Being down, be ever ready. Recognize the city of champs. Back to back, if I say it, it's stamp. Locked on number 19, the best one, the next one. Juice loose in your pool now for the next run. It's the C's, who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT Karalis, recap the madness every game, every practice. Best daily pod, no cap like Brad Beckett. Clutch like Drew to KP, tap in daily. Primetime dapping D White on the sideline. Raining Jayson, how it started, raising banners, how we finish. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to a bonus Locked On Celtics podcast. Strictly a trade reaction to Luka Doncic going to the Lakers for Anthony Davis and other pieces. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Make sure you're subscribed if you're new to the show, if you're just following the podcast now because of the Luka stuff. I generally talk Celtics Monday through Friday, bonus podcasts when they play a game on the weekend on a Friday or a Saturday night. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcasts. I'm John Karalis, by the way. I cover the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I'm a beat writer there with the team, talking to the players, talking to Joe Mazzulla, all of that stuff. So I'm giving you a pretty inside look at the team. Let's just get to it, man. This is incredible, right? It was about 30 or so. I'm sitting there Saturday night. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, it's so nice to have a night off where I don't have to think about anything, do anything. I just sit and watch some TV. And then boom, this deal happens. It's such an outrageous deal that initially people thought Shams Charania was hacked. And then he put out a subsequent tweet that said, no, this is real. And everybody's like, yeah, that's exactly what a hacker would say. And so the ESPN account had to actually put it out for people to believe it. And yeah, if you're on the YouTube page, you can see the trade here over my left shoulder. Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris go to the Lakers. Anthony Davis, Max Christie at 29 first go to the Mavs. The Utah Jazz are involved. I didn't put them on the screen because that really doesn't matter. They get Jaylen Hood-Schifino, a second-round pick via the Lakers from the Clippers, and a second-rounder from Dallas. So they are there to just make the money work, and they get paid a couple of second-round picks just for the hell of it. So because Danny Ainge is a crack fiend, and he's like, yeah, I'll take draft picks to facilitate a trade. So I've been struggling with this. So I'm recording this at it's 2:45 p.m. on Sunday, so it's still fresh, and my initial reaction is that the Mavs must know something. They have to know something, because the way you handle trading away a 25-year-old perennial first-team All-NBA guy is you let the league know, and you let teams fall over themselves to throw everything that they can at you. And you make it known. You say, we want another star in return. We want draft picks in return. We want to rebuild. We don't want to rebuild. Whatever you want, whatever message you want to get out there, you get out there. And teams who might have a mix that they don't like can say, oh, no, we will get in on giving you this good player, and let's try to fold in some of these other teams. We can get you some other good players. Let's really try to work on this. And you don't think that the Houston Rockets might have been like, yeah, we'll take somebody like Luka. You don't think that maybe the Utah Jazz in a straight up not third team scenario, or maybe the OKC Thunder, who knows? Maybe not, because the Thunder are on their, they're doing pretty well on their own. But man, imagine getting 25-year-old Luka Doncic on your squad. So I don't know which one of these other teams would have gotten in it. I don't think the Celtics would have, but it's at least somebody. if Dallas puts it out there that, hey, Luka is available, and you go, okay, how could we make that work? At least you have to think. Like Brad Stevens would have to get the band together and be like, does this make sense? And even if you say to yourself, no, it doesn't, John, that's fine. But at least you have the discussion and you talk through it and you say, well, we are going to be trading this person. We are going to, if we can do this and that makes them happy, then maybe it does work. Maybe you can finagle something. So I don't understand why Dallas would only go to the Lakers. I know there are people who want to be conspiracy theorists out there. Doesn't make sense to me either. Conspiracy theories don't make sense to me either in this situation. The only thing that I can think of that makes sense is the Mavs just know something about Luka. It's his conditioning, but why is his conditioning bad? Why is it his attitude? How bad is his attitude? How much of a problem is that attitude in the locker room? What is it about Luka that makes them say, we have to quietly go to one team and get this one player? Not even like they got one draft pick out of this. The Celtics got, I forget if it's one or two. I got to look this up real quick. The Celtics got Kristaps Porzingis and two picks for in that deal. So it's Porzingis. They get the 2025. They get the number 25 pick in 23. They got that, and a 2024 first round pick. That's right. So the Celtics got 2 first round picks and Porzingis in exchange for Marcus Smart, and they gave up like Tyus Jones. I mean, I'm sorry, they gave up Gallinari and Mike Muscala and a second round pick, but the Celtics traded away Marcus Smart and got 2 picks and Porzingis. And the gap between Porzingis and Anthony Davis, like Anthony Davis is better than Porzingis, but how much better, right? Like, is it a little bit better? Is it a lot better? It's not that much better, but the gap between Marcus Smart and Luka Doncic is pretty wide. How did the Celtics get this? I know scenarios change and it's all about which team is motivated to do what, but you can't tell me that the Mavs getting Anthony Davis, Max Christie in a 2029 first. A 2029 first, it's a first round pick 4 years from now. They have to be banking on Luka as a flight risk, or Luka retiring, or Luka you falling apart. I don't know what they're banking on, but they have to know something. They have to know something. It's the only way this makes sense to me. The Lakers get Doncic, who is 25. And this is how it impacts the Celtics. Your biggest historical rival now has the centerpiece of their future. And the Celtics now have 18 championships to the Lakers 17, which isn't really 17, but whatever. They have the Celtics have Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and we know the second apron situation, and something is changing here. The Celtics are going to have to start moving pieces. Is it Drew Holiday? Is it Porzingis? Is there some combination of somebody that has to go? The Celtics aren't going to be as good moving forward after this season, or possibly after the following season. But probably this summer, something's going to have to change for the Celtics because they're just too expensive. The Lakers have LeBron still, and for what? Another year, 2, whatever. He's 40 years old. At some point, he's not going to be good anymore. And it's amazing that he just dropped like a 30-point triple-double or something. It's amazing that he's still this good, but at some point, LeBron is going to be done with the NBA. And at that point, Doncic is going to be their player of the future. And the Mavs basically announced to the world that Luka is too fat and lazy to bank on in the future. Or maybe worse. Maybe there's something worse. I don't know. But publicly, he's basically too fat and lazy. So they send him to the one guy in the league who has maximized every ounce of his incredible ability in LeBron, who, by all accounts, is first guy in the gym early in the morning, goes through never skips a workout, never skips treatment, never skips anything, is in phenomenal shape. They're sending a guy with, even if we say, yeah, Luka is too fat and lazy, and he's still a first-team All-NBA guy for what, 5 straight years? He's still a first-team All-NBA guy, even with whatever you want to accept about him. Now the Lakers get that guy who just basically gets off his couch, puts down his beer, and drops, a triple-double. And they're like, here's some motivation, and here's one of the most dedicated athletes in the world, who's one of the greatest basketball players we've ever seen, maybe the greatest. And go have fun. Go learn from LeBron what it takes to be LeBron, and go there with the motivation to make us eat our words. Have fun. To me, that tells me the Lakers are getting a guy that will probably rededicate himself, that this is a kick in the butt, that this is a chance for him to throw it in Dallas's face. Listen, I know I talk about FanDuel a lot. I don't really gamble a lot on sports. And I don't gamble a lot on the NBA. I don't really gamble on the NBA, right? I don't place any NBA bets. But man, it's tempting to go there and take every Luka Doncic over when he plays them Dallas Mavericks next. Every time for the rest of his career. They could set the over at 80 points. I still want to take the over. I fear, from a Celtics perspective, that Doncic is going to be rededicated. He's 25 years old. He's never had to work all that hard to be great at basketball. And now if he's being traded if it's legitimately because of conditioning issues, I just have this fear of the Lakers getting a super motivated guy that LeBron will be like, hey, buddy, I will give you all the secrets. I'll give you all the secrets, and you can spend the next 10 years dominating as a Laker and winning championships. And the Celtics, to me, if anybody cares about the Celtics hanging banners and staying in front of the Lakers, better win this championship this year. Better win it as many as you can here with the Tatum and Brown era, because I fear that a Doncic future in Los Angeles with the motivation and the tutelage of LeBron, I fear that they might get a couple. I don't think Luka is going the rest of his career without a championship. I just don't think it. I mean, he's an MVP candidate for a reason. Not this season, but he's been. So I still have yet to see the motivation that makes sense for the Mavs. They are now banking on Anthony Davis, who's 31, and Kyrie Irving, who's 32. You're rolling with that. That's your group. Those are the two guys you're going with. And you're saying defense wins championships. That's what you're saying. Defense wins championships. And you're throwing Anthony Davis in there okay, yeah, he's potential defensive player of the year. And he's a good offensive player. Obviously, he's an all-NBA guy too. But for how much longer? He's also hurt often. He's missed something like 25% of his games, 30% of his games. And that's pretty regular. That's pretty regular. The track record on Anthony Davis is that he will miss time. And very often he's missing time at the worst time, right? Like, we cannot lose sight of why the Lakers haven't won anything besides the bubble. We have to understand that the bubble championship was because the Lakers got, 2 months off to rest and recover. We have to remember that LeBron and Anthony Davis were banged up. It was disappointing for the Lakers. This was going to be just like it has been for the Lakers. Those guys limping into the playoffs and struggling to make a run. But they got that time off, and when they were fresh, they were great. And Davis and LeBron won the championship in the bubble because they got all that time to recover. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen in like, it's just a normal NBA season. Anthony Davis has a history of not being there or not being 100% when it matters the most. And that's the guy that you're pinning your hopes on now? That's the guy, Dallas? Nico Harrison, I mean, first of all, became a meme like right away. He's either going to go down as an absolute moron or an absolute genius. If he knows something about Luka that we don't know, and Luka just completely falls apart and is never the same, then, hey, congratulations. You pulled a heist, I guess. But all conventional wisdom says the Mavs really screwed this up. They didn't follow any of the normal protocol for trading a superstar. And that's the part that really blows me away. I'm not even really getting on them for the decision to trade Luka. Like, if you come to that decision, you come to that decision. I don't agree with it, but that's not the worst part for me. The worst part is that they didn't put it out there in the league. Luka Doncic is available, and there's no doubt in my mind that they wouldn't have gotten a better deal. Like, this is Davis, Christie, and 1 first-round pick. They would have done better if they went through the whole league and tried to find another deal. That I know they would have, because 25-year-old all-NBA players, first-team all-NBA players, generally fetch a huge haul and a million picks. Freaking Mikal Bridges went for what, 5-6 first-round picks? Are you kidding me? You're telling me that this is the best you can do for Luka Doncic? That's my biggest takeaway. That's my biggest thing. Mavs just botched it. Unless what they know about Luka is so damaging, is so damning, that all of us will be like, oh, okay. I don't know what that could be. I don't know what that could be. The Lakers, I didn't know what they were going to do after LeBron was done. I thought they were just going to go into a prolonged rebuild, and it was going to take some time. Now they've got Luka. And that changes everything. Why do teams bend over backwards? I was joking last night on a live stream about the league treats the Lakers like they're in high school, like everybody's in high school, and the Lakers are like the hottest, like, captain of the cheerleading team, and all the boys around, like the other 29 teams, all the boys are going, oh yeah, we'll do anything for you. Oh yeah, whatever you want. We'll just, like that bashful kind of lack confidence, and they're just sitting there like the hottest girl in the room, and everybody's just bending over backwards and be like, oh yeah, I'll do whatever you want. Why do teams do that with the Lakers? I don't get it. You just gift wrap them Luka Doncic. It blows my mind. Does Nico Harrison work for the Lakers? That's my reaction. I still don't know. Feel free to fill the comment section up with your reaction. This is a bonus podcast, so I'm definitely podcasting after the Celtics play the Sixers, going through my regular podcast. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to get like more day-to-day Celtics content. If you're new to the show, if you just stumbled in here because of the algorithm, I hope you've enjoyed this show. And you want more Celtic content, then you just got to subscribe. Watch the show on YouTube, get into the comment section. And I would love it if you are a subscriber, if you shared the podcast and told everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.